Hey dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we will start the Wuchereria Bancrofti. This is the parasitic helminthes. So we will follow two these books. First we have medical parasitology. Some topics which are not present in this, we will include from medical parasitology. So first of all, we will study in this habitat and distribution, next morphology and life cycle, and transmission, disease and symptoms, and how we can prevent, and therapy. Okay, so habitat and distribution. So this is the filariasis worm. This is a endoparasitic nematode. That means it will present inside the body of man, and it is found in the lymph vessels and lymph nodes of man. Okay, so lymph nodes of man, that is the primary host. That means here will sexually maturation takes place, while the developing staging called the microflare are found in the saliva of female mosquitoes like Aedes, Culex and Anopheles. So these are the secondary host. Okay, so the life cycle of filariasis worm is digenetic. Okay, so this is the digenetic in nature. In previous video we studied the ancylostoma duodenale. So this was the monogenetic. Okay, that means it was the one host, that is man or can cat or dog. But in this there are two hosts, that is the man and other mosquitoes like Aedes, Culex and Anopheles. Okay, so if we talk about the distribution, so it also shows the cosmopolitan, that is worldwide distribution, but mainly it confined to tropical and subtropical countries of the world. And if we talk about in India, so in India it is present in the Rajasthan, Punjab, Delhi and some parts of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, next is the morphology. So this shows the sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism means we can easily identify the male worm and female worm. Now this is the female, adult female of the Wuchereria, and this is the microflare. So if we talk about the male worm, so it will smaller as comparison to female worm. And if we talk about length, so length is approximate 2.5 to 4 centimeter, and female it will approximate 8 to 10 centimeter in length. And here is the tail. In male worm, tail will be curved, but in case of female worm it will narrow, pointed and straight. And posterior opening here will be cloacal aperture, and in female it will anus. And copulatory spicles here will be 2 in number, and it will be unequal, but in case of female worm it will absent. And genital papilla is also absent in case of female worm, but present in the female worm. So these all adult worms are long and transparent, we can easily identify, and hair like flariform with the tapping ends. You can see that here is the head and has a slightly rounded and swelling, but their mouth like the lips. Next is the life cycle. So fertilization will internal. So the female is the, we can see the diagram. So female is the ovoviviparous, and it releases the microflare in the lymph vessels. Okay, so each microflare measures approximate 290 micrometers into 27 micrometer in size, and this microflare is covered with the hyaline sheath. And these microflare show the nocturnal periodicity. That means it will migrate through the skin at night. Okay, that is the nocturnal. So it feed into the superficial vessels of the skin at night, while it migrate into the deeper blood vessels during the day. So it shows the nocturnal periodicity. So this facilitates their sucking by the nocturnal vectors. So these microflare lose their hyaline sheath in the midgut of mosquitoes and penetrate through the gut walls and undergoes the following changes. We can see in this structure. First of all, microflare in the gut wall, then it migrate to the thoracic muscles, then first stage larva develop, and then first molting occur. Now what is molting? Molting means in the larva their changes take place, growth takes place, and finally new larva will develop. Okay, So after the first molting there will be second stage of larva develop, and second molting will occur, then last will be the infective stage develop. Okay, so in the last, that is the infective stage, it causes the infections of the parasitic helminthes, that is the Wuchereria bancrofti. So this is the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti, which is the parasitic helminthes. So main is the diagram, we can see that it shows the metamorphose, that means it changed their fully developed form from the first stage by the molting. So this is the infective juvenile. So this juvenile in the inguinal lymph glands migrate to the infective juveniles to the inguinal lymph glands. Okay, so this is the life cycles of the Wuchereria bancrofti. Next we have the transmission. So their transmission will be indirect or inoculative. Indirect mean it in which microflora are injected in the blood of man along with the saliva of the vector. Here vector is the female mosquito. Okay. Next we have the pathogenicity. Pathogenicity, in this we will study the disease and symptoms. So the disease caused by filariasis worm, that is the Wuchereria bancrofti, that is the filariasis. Okay, so in this fever can take place, and proliferation of endothelial cells and deposition of metabolites in the walls of lymph vessels takes place. If the metabolites in the walls of lymph vessel takes place, so it causes the lymphatic obstruction. So this is the lymphatic obstruction which leads to the enormous swelling of the certain body parts. So therefore it is also called the elephantiasis. Elephantiasis means there are some characters, like some parts of our body swells up like elephants, the parts like arms, legs and other parts, it develops. Okay, so it swells. For example, this is the structure we can see in the medical parasitology book. So the swelling occurs in the legs, and this appears as the elephant legs, so that is why it is called the elephantiasis. So this is the accumulation. Why it takes place? Because due to the accumulation of lymph in certain organs, and it causes the lymphoedema, and it is the disease, that is the lymphadentis of the lymph nodes and lymphadentis of the lymph vessels and the hydrosoils of the epidermis and the sectoral legs. Okay, next we have the prevention. Before prevention, I just show the diagrams of this, that is the elephantiasis. This is the life cycle. You can draw anyone from the medical parasitology or applied zoology. Okay, you can draw anyone. So this is the some examples with diagram of the elephantiasis. So this is the marked swelling of the lower extmyoids, and it mostly occurs in the legs and lower legs. Okay, so this is the elephantiasis. Next we have the prevention, how we can prevent from the parasitic helminthes. So we see here it separate from the mosquitoes. So for the prevention, we can close our doors and windows for the prevention entry of the mosquitoes, and we can also use the insect repellents to prevent the mosquito bites. So but we should avoid this all the like DDT and BSC insecticide, because they are also living organisms like us. So we can use the other methods, like we can use the mosquito nets and close our windows, doors, and not accumulates too much water around us, so we can prevent us through the mosquitoes. So killing of mosquitoes larvae by the small size ditches with soil and others chemicals, but we should avoid all these chemicals. Okay, next we have therapy. So these are the some drugs which are used to treat the Wuchereria bancrofti disorders, like hetrazan, diethylcarbamine, and compounds of antimony of the arsenic are commonly used drugs. So these are the diethylcarbamazine, CH3, CH2, two times. Okay, so this is all about the Wuchereria Bancrofti. Now if you have any query, you can simply comment in comment section. So we done this from two books. This is the life cycle